Everybody's looking for those upside lottery ticket options off the waiver wire, or even in the back end of their drafts if they're still drafting. There are still people drafting today and tomorrow right before the season starts, getting ready for the season. Everybody's looking for those running backs on the cheap, but one cheap running back in a new situation that everybody's talking about, everybody's searching for, is Samaje Perine, who's now on the Chiefs, especially yesterday. Clyde Edwards-Helaire going to the pup, making things very interesting in this situation. We're going to deep dive Samaje Perine's situation right now to see whether or not you need him for fantasy football, if he's worth the get or not. What should you do? Is he worth the gusto? We're going to talk some Carson Steele as well. But before we do, you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're doing deep dives on these players every day. Those guys bumping up the waiver wire that everyone's talking about, deep dive. Those guys climb the depth chart, that guy that's second string but the starter's getting banged up, deep dive. Every week. And then on top of that, using these videos, we're going to help you set your lineups. Click that button. Stop missing out. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire starting off on the pup. He will be gone to start the season. And Samaje Perine, handpicked by Andy Reid, called him up. He's dependable. He's good between the tackles. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He's a veteran. He's a veteran that you can just plug into your offense. You know he's going to grasp it rather quickly. That's what they like about Samaje Perine. And now it's him, Carson Steele. Of course, Isaiah Pacheco is going to get the workload. Pacheco's going to be the man there. And really, we're watching this backfield for when or if Pacheco breaks down. But Carson Steele, like I said, don't forget about him looking good in preseason and training camp. Good between the tackles. If you got more questions on him, I already did a video about him. Check that out in the archives. But Samaje Perine can be productive. He's not a league-winning type talent, but he's also in a league-winning type situation. But the situation with these Chiefs have to break his way. Isaiah Pacheco has to go down. He's got to get the right touches when sharing the backfield with Carson Steele. Things got to go his way, but he does catch the ball in the backfield. He's got good size. He's very dependable. He's also efficient. 9.1 yards per reception. Third among running backs last year. Yards per touch, second in the NFL among running backs. Yards created per touch, all the way there at the bottom. Number one among running backs last year. Third in production premium. He is efficient with the ball in his hands. He's dependable. He's not getting a high-end workload because he's not an upside guy. But he's a guy that when the Chiefs put him on the field, he's just going to get the job done. And that's all they want. Last year, he averaged 2.92 yards after contact per attempt, which is rather solid. That is a very good number. Not elite, not top tier, but it's a good, trusty number for a guy his size, at his speed. That's a very good one to post up at. And then yards after the catch per reception, 9.2. You give him space, he's got the wiggle to get extra yards. That's what that is saying. Yards per route ran, 2.09. Very good for a running back. Good in the passing game. He'll probably be catching some checkdowns when the team needs them. And then you're looking at the rankings for this week in fantasy football. More than likely, and hopefully you're not starting him. I hope you don't have to start him or have to make decisions with him. But that's where 4for4 has him ranked. Fantasy Pros has him in a similar area. Again, he's down there, but we're looking at him more as a stash. But Isaiah Pacheco's the guy. Isaiah Pacheco has to go down for the backups to emerge because he's going to get the workload. 205 rushing attempts last year. Should be getting a large bulk of the workload this year. The backups do get worked in intermittently, but again, it's the Pacheco show, and this is one of the fastest paced teams in the league. They've ran the most plays last year. It's a high-powered offense. You want anybody breathing air on the field that's on this offense in your fantasy team, whether it's a bench warmer on your team or a guy you're starting, because it's that impactful. And the market's saying, hey, Samaje Perine's our guy. We're going to start drafting him in our leagues. That's what they're doing on Underdog Fantasy. They saw he went to the Chiefs, and he's climbing the draft board around like 201 ADP. Before that, he was forgotten about. Now he's with the Chiefs, and they're saying the same thing I just said. Since he's on the Chiefs, he's going to be sucking air in this offense. We're going to take a stab at him, see what happens. So do you need him? It depends if you got room to stash. There are some guys with more upside that could be a league-winning asset. This is a guy that if he gets opportunity and enough of it, can be enough to help you win some games, but not enough to really help you win your league. But he's a guy that can be a nice patchwork piece in your team. So you love the Chiefs, you love the offense, you just got to get it. You feel safe with it. He's been somewhat productive before in other systems. You believe the Chiefs can bolster him. You're not worried about Carson Steele. I like Carson Steele. I'm not against Carson Steele, but we're talking about Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine is a guy that could have more upside than what he's shown in years past because he's with the Chiefs. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.